7:23. Welcome back to the program, and time once again to get some great advice from our friends at Medicap Pharmacy. Joining us at the desk is our good friend Sherry Smith from Medicap Pharmacy.
Hello.
Hello. Good to see you.
It's good to see you guys. I hope you guys had a nice 4th.
It was busy, but yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are we talking about this morning?
Well, you know, right now, this time of year, everybody's traveling, it seems like. And so we get a lot of questions about traveling, traveling with medication. And also, more and more people seem to be traveling abroad, whether that's for mission trips or studying, like a lot of students will go abroad, or just families even going overseas. So I wanted to talk a little bit about traveling abroad and some of the things you kind of need to know just with travel in general. So I think we have a screenshot that this is a website put out by the CDC, and the address, I don't know if you can see it up there, but it's www.cdc.gov/travel. And so you can pick, like it says you there for travelers, where are you going? And you can pick, there's all different countries and places. And then you can also say what kind of traveler are you. So if you have children, or if you're elderly or pregnant, or all these different things. And then it'll give you recommendations on if you need any immunizations, or if you need to take any precautionary medications and things with you, like maybe for the water, or things that may be endemic to the area. So it's important to know, especially like for children. Some companies or some countries have measles outbreaks and things like that. So it's important just to make sure that they're up to date on their normal, everyday vaccinations. The other thing that it does is they also have on this website travel health notices. So it'll tell you like if travel is if you need precautions, or if you should avoid travel, or just things that you need to know. And sometimes it's about diseases, sometimes it might be about maybe earthquakes or flooding or different kinds of things, any kind of notices that you need to know about. So
that's kind of nice, kind of a one-stop shop of
things
you should look out for.
The CDC does this.
Wow.
Yeah, and even a lot of physicians will even use this. So, and you know, I always tell people, like, if you go on there and find out you might need immunizations, or if you're going to another country, it's always good to check with your family doctor and do it maybe 4 to 6 weeks before you're going to be traveling, because some of the immunizations that you might need 4 weeks before going. So you might need to take it so that it can be effective when you do go. So, this one is they have like some little survival kits. I think that was the same way, which gives you kind of to learn about your destination and think questions you might want to ask, especially if you have a travel agent. And this one can kind of tell you some different things like that. You can click on it. Safety and security concerns, all kinds of different things like that. And then this one I thought was helpful. It tells you some different things that you might want to pack to bring with you. So things that you might forget about. And some of it, maybe if you have allergies, or if you maybe need to have travel sickness medicine, or not to forget things like, because some other countries, like, you can't just walk in and get over-the-counter medicines, or you might have no idea what you're purchasing, or know if it's even safe to purchase.
Like snake oil or iodine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's always good to know.
Where are you traveling?
Well, you know, I try to save money and cut corners where we can.
Yeah, and then I just remind people, like, to also take with them, like, the things that you might not use on a regular basis that would be easy to forget about, like if you have an EpiPen or inhalers or migraine medicine, things like that. This talks about, I thought this is also on the CDC website, what to do if you get sick or injured while you're traveling. I think that's hard to know even sometimes when you're here in the United States, like where do you go if you're in Florida and you get sick? So what happens if you're in Mexico and you get sick, or if you're on a cruise ship or on an airplane? And this kind of goes through and gives you different things. It also talks about if you're in a foreign country, how to contact the US Consulate or embassy, and they can direct you to safe places for if you're injured, or talks about even like if you were.
So would this be the type of information you want to print out and take with you?
I would, yeah. I mean, definitely you might want to research where you're going and print it out and take it with you to your physician, or you know, or take it with you on your trip too, like to how to contact the US Consulate. Or it talks even about being bitten by wild animals or scratched by something. You know, a lot of people you see, we just had some kids from Ames that went on a mission trip to Peru, and you see them holding a koala bear, and you know, it's really a cool picture, but what if you got scratched or bitten by the koala bear? What do you do? So.
Because that's one of your biggest fears, Jason, isn't it, being attacked by a koala bear?
Well, they're always drunk. Honestly, they are,
because
eat eucalyptus all day, so you don't know what they're going to do. Yeah.
So, and then the other thing is just traveling with medication. You want to make sure that you pack it in your carry-on luggage. Never pack it in your suitcase. And I like to tell people to keep it in your original pharmacy container, labeled container if possible. Like,
Don't put it in those little containers.
don't put it in the packets and mix it all together. It just makes things a lot easier. I mean, you can do that, and the airlines will work with you. But
What do you mean it makes it a lot easier?
so if you're going to go through security and they're going to be looking at things and you have stuff all mixed together, I mean, they may question you. It may take more time. You may have to do more explaining. Where if you have it in labeled containers, they can look at it and they can look up on a computer and say, you know, you take lisinopril 10 milligrams. Yes, this is lisinopril 10 milligrams. Versus if you have everything in
In your daily compartments.
Right, especially if you're traveling with controlled substances, it's always good to have a note from the physician or a letter, just to make sure, because if you have things in there, that maybe yours and your wife's, and some of them are controlled substances, it's just better to be able to
Would that include
show.
sleeping pills of some sort?
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Right,
Okay.
yeah. So I would just keep it in labeled containers. If you're going to go overseas, have a list with you of all of your medications, even sometimes from your signed from your physician is good. And I brought this as well. This is a little wallet card. I think we can get it on the camera here. And this is just a health record that you can have in your wallet and take with you. And everyone should have this all the time, even if you're not traveling. I'll get it right side up. But it has a list of the medications, and you can put on there how you take it and the dosage. Tips, you can put vaccinations on there, medical conditions, if there's things like if you have a pacemaker or if you have asthma or take blood thinners, things like that you can put on there, so that anyone, if you, maybe you're even in a car wreck or something and somebody needs to know you're for the emergency room here, so everyone should travel with one of these. So
And you can grab those at Medicap?
you can grab these at Medicap Pharmacy, and we have a few locations.
You do? For example?
Several of them.
Okay.
And you can also check us out at Medicap Central Iowa on Facebook and Twitter. So keep up to date with all the different things we have going on in our stores and our locations.
That is great.
Great advice.
A lot of people been doing some traveling.
Now we need to go travel somewhere. So
Yeah,
we
I
use
thought
this
that
great
was the
advice.
deal. I thought we were all going to get to go on vacation
Yeah,
together.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Anywhere.
Yeah, right? Anywhere.
That's my favorite place. It's 8:30. We'll